Hi everyone, and a warm welcome to day 5. Can't believe we're at day 5 already. So whether you're watching these in order or whether this is your first one, um, I'm recording 12 readings for December 2022, the 12 Christmas readings. And today I'm going to be working with cards by Jim Cogley. These were given to me a gift from a friend up the road, Anne. Thank you very much. And they're called Would You Believe? And the message on them is 60 insight cards for personal inspiration and group enrichment by Jim Cogley. Okay, so personal inspiration. And behind me, speaking of personal inspiration, my sister Anya did this painting. It's of the bearded man, I think is what it's called, and it was on exhibition in Farmley with the Irish Water Colour Association earlier, just a month ago or so, and I'm looking after it for her. So it is for sale. There were 3 of them originally. One of them is gone, and now there are 2 left. So check out one of my other videos to see the beautiful blue colours in one as well. But this one, the video probably isn't doing it justice, but it's spectacular. Get in touch with her if you want to see a little bit more detail. It's still wrapped, as you can see here, because I'm just being very careful not to, to make sure the frames are all kept very safe for its new owner. Okay, so getting on to the cards today. So these are, wow, yeah, they're powerful. They've got an image of a wood carving on one side and then a message on the other. So I'm just going to spray the Innocence spray by Amanda Ellis. It's white light and Merkaba energy spray, and it is something to do with white light and innocence. At the moment I'm spending a lot of time outside in the snow, and it's been beautiful, and there is that sense of childlike innocence around, and when I feel that energy when I'm out in the snow. So returning to innocence, it's going to my head. But anyway, so for today I invite you to pick card 1, 2 or 3. Card 1 has come out already, and it is denial. Okay, so the picture is showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of wood, and I'm going to read the message now. The disappearing ball trick provides a graphic illustration of how we easily slip into denial when dealing with difficult issues. The magic involved is real-life drama. So I haven't read this one before, but it's the disappearing ball trick. Is okay. So the magic involved is real-life drama, and I'm sure Christmas is a time when families get together and there can be plenty of drama. So I wish all of you a very peaceful Christmas. The lid is placed over the ball, just as we tend to put the lid on things and refuse to talk about them. Next, it is removed and the ball has apparently disappeared. By denying a painful reality, we think that it has gone. Once again, the lid is lifted and miraculously the ball appears. Whatever we repress will always seek expression. When we try to disown something, we give it power over us. Our reactions reveal what is hidden, since we reenact the old scenario. We relate in the present while we react from the past. So true. We relate in the present while we react from the past. What events in my life am I still angry about? In what situations do I find myself reacting the most? Where do these feelings actually belong in my life? How could I own these feelings? The past is never where we think it is, but is always wherever we are. So we bring our past with us wherever we go. So lots of food for thought in these cards. So that's number 1 for people drawn to card number 1 today, denial. And those questions are quite powerful if you want to listen back over them again. Okay, so on to the message for people drawn to card number 2. And just in relation to dealing with stuff that we may be repressing, Good boy. That's my little doggy looking to be given a little scratch. When there are ways of allowing the feelings to come up in a safe way, and maybe writing about them, which was one of the cards that came up for me yesterday, is one of those ways, safely allowing the feelings to come up on paper, writing it out, and then perhaps burning it, and getting more clarity about it. As I say, out for a walk in the fresh air is always a great way as well of letting things come up in a safe way. So now we're going to, hold on buddy, we're going to pick card number 2. You can probably see this little fellow here, he's looking good, Bella, good boy, sit down, good boy, good boy. So number 2, for people drawn to card number 2, and it is the ancestral self. The ancestral self. And the message here, this intriguing piece is entirely a nature design. It is a piece of olive wood that comes from I'm going to see now, all right, make sure I'm pronouncing it right, Vilnius in Lithuania. Although it is perfectly imperfect, it is also perfectly whole. So it's imperfectly perfect, but it's also imperfectly whole. So the message here, the ancestral self. In its contortions and distortions, the piece reflects the troubled history of its country of origin. It is also a wonderful symbol of the wholeness that can come to a family when even 1 or 2 people undertake the work of family tree healing. Are there issues in my family that have never been talked about? Have secrets been held with a vulnerable member carrying the burden? Have people died with unfinished business who may not be at peace? Are there scapegoats who have been ostracized both in life and in death? Is the picture incomplete because of abortions and miscarriages? Are patterns of behavior passing down the generations? Are there problems that are older than the individual who is suffering? So the message at the end of this is a quote from Carl Jung. The issues of the past that we refuse to deal with will always reappear as fate. And that's by Carl Jung. So just, these are quite heavy, aren't they? There's a lot of information and a lot of, I suppose, a common thread here in that, we need to look at our wounding from our past so that we can break that ancestral patterning and make sure that it doesn't pass on to the next generation. So, and I think in our world at this time, there's a lot of opportunities for shining the light into our woundedness, into our darkness. And that makes me think of this spray here, the light in the dark, indigo, midnight indigo. So a lot of this is, shining the light on our ancestral wounds and allowing them to come up for healing, and, being really kind and compassionate with ourselves as we do this work, whenever you choose to do that work yourself. I've been working on my ancestral information over the last few years, and so powerful and so freeing, really. I think there is a great sense of freedom when you find out a little bit about the ancestral patterns and woundings, and they're wonderful gifts and strengths as well. So it's a very worthwhile exercise, in my opinion. So I'm going to finish off for now with card number 3. So anybody drawn to card number 3 and it's come out straight away. It's the shadow. Oh my goodness, we really are going into the dark at the moment, or at least allowing the shadow to come up, allowing that shining a light on the darker aspects that we all have in our lives, in our own lives and in our ancestral lives. So the message here: the dividing line between good and evil never runs between different classes of people, but through every human heart. Every person has a shadow or dark side. This is the part that I least want to know about, and I'm most uncomfortable with, and will be most inclined to deny. So we're back to the denial at the start. So it feels like this reading is more like 3 cards together for everybody, that there's kind of a trend. So if you're drawn to it, you may have, there may be an opportunity to do some healing around our shadows, our ancestral wounds, our own shadow self as well. The shadow is like, the shadow is like a cellar where I dump and lock away everything that I am ashamed of or don't like about myself. Paradoxically, the shadow is like manure that produces the best vegetables. I love it. It is essential for wholeness and integration. Learning to befriend my shadow is a key to feeling at home with myself and to releasing my creative potential. And it just feels very right for the picture, doesn't it? There's a lot of shadows in that picture. Beautiful study, a lot of light in it as well. So, could what I most judge in others be what I am blind to in myself? Ouch. Could what I most judge in others be what I am blind to in myself? Could my reactions be an expression of my shadow side? Could what I repress of my shadow not still seek expression? And could what I disown eventually own and control me? And the message at the end: the grass is always greener over the septic tank. Oh my goodness, I haven't used these cards in a while, and I don't think I've ever read this one before. The grass is always greener over the septic tank. So, fertile new seeds when we I suppose integrate or examine our shadow aspects. So that's it for day 5. Interesting. Wishing all of you a wonderful day, and whenever you're listening to this, I forgot to say, I think, did I say, I didn't say it at the start about the candle, but I have my candle lighting here, and I invite you just to take a minute to allow any of the messages that have been shared to sink in, and maybe to set a commitment to write about or to investigate our own ancestors or our own shadow self over the coming days and weeks when we have maybe a little bit of time off over Christmas. Okay, wishing all of you a wonderful day. I want to extinguish the candle now and see you tomorrow. Bye for now. And just before I go, I wanted to say thank you to all of to everybody who has liked and subscribed the videos, and also thank you to everybody who sent me messages and gratitude. That it really is appreciated, and I appreciate all the support from my family and my ancestors and all our deceased loved ones at this time. Yeah, I'm thinking of people who have been bereaved a lot at the moment. We had a mass yesterday for one of my past pupils who died very tragically a few weeks ago, and his 27th birthday is coming up on the 17th of December. So anyway, sending out love and blessings to all of you. Thank you. Bye for now.